on teams where, like the sky's falling and whatever. And for us, it was just like, all right, hey, look, we're identifying the 2-minute situation, and AD and the guys are talking to the guys on the bench, and they're ready to go to overtime. They're talking about our overtime plan. It was just kind of like, hey, what's next? And Clint called some great plays. We had a great protection in that series. We were fortunate with the kick being, not in the landing zone. And then, Sam and Jax were just lights out, and just a great job overall. Brian did a great job of managing the clock, and that's just how we roll.
What do you like to do kickoff rules right about now?
I love it right now.
Did you have an explanation on why Kobe wasn't down for giving himself up, or on the holding penalty on JSN?
I did not get an explanation, but I didn't ask for one. They just said that. I guess they just said that he wasn't down by contact and the ball was out. So we'll get some clarification on it. He looked close, but we got to take care of the ball. And on Jackson's penalty, I'm not sure. They just said he said he had eyes on it, and that's what he saw. And you got to go live the fight another day.
For Jason to miss the one and then come right back out.
Yeah, I just saw him coming in here. I mean, I've seen this guy play golf. I mean, he's a stud, bro. He's like ice in his veins, and we knew he was gonna make that kick. Yeah, I think the whole sideline knew.
It's a stud, bro. I get it. Time now force.
Time 138 by the end of the third quarter. What is it that's taking the offense so long to kind of get here?
We good? We were not. It wasn't clicking. It was not clicking. Pretty much getting physically dominated whole first half. And it's frustrating because you watch the defense go out there and get stop after stop after stop, and offensively, we just couldn't get it going. Couldn't get it going. Credit to their defense, but we just gotta make more plays. We gotta show up, and be ready to go. You know what I mean? It's like we're just shit's loading. You know what I mean? And it's taking too long. Obviously, the resilience of the team is you love to see it, and you feel like give yourself a chance to win the game at the end. But it's just too late.
Throughout the night with Marv, how did it kind of develop? First half looked like there were a lot of struggles, miscommunication. What kind of clicked for the two of you in the second half, fourth quarter specifically?
First half, he dropped the ball. Like there's nothing, I've seen Marv catch that ball like 100 times. I'm not. Again, I told y'all throughout the week I wasn't worried about it. Continue to go to him, obviously, and he came up clutch in the stretch. That's part of football. That's part of football. I got the utmost confidence in Marv. I will continue to have the confidence in Marv. We just got to go back to the drawing boards and be better. We got to be better. He knows that. I know that. Whole offense understands that. That we got to start faster and and play better complementary football, because right now it's too all over the place, and it's not good enough. Haven't put 4 quarters together as a unit, to go out there and dominate. And you see the flashes, but like I said, it's just. The margin for error is so small, so we got to be better.
I know all losses are going to sting. Is there any?
No, I didn't get that. No. I mean, feel good that we came back.
Well, no, I was actually going to ask, like, the way you guys have lost the last 2 weeks. I mean, it felt like it was right there, and it's not.
Yeah, I mean, again, I'm optimistic, though. I'm optimistic, and I know what we have in that locker room, and I know the guys that we got in that locker room, and what type of players we have, coaches, everybody, I know people think the world's ending, but, it's not. It's not. We got to go back to work and be better.
What clicked in the fourth quarter for you guys? What found through?
I think we just got into a groove. I think Drew got into a rhythm, calling it, and we made plays. We made plays for him. It's really a tale of two halves. You just feel like terrible whole first half, and then you just keep fighting, because it's going to hit at some point. It's going to hit at some point, and guys believed in that, and we just continue to fight. you know, in the fourth quarter it clicked. But like again, I said, it's too late.
We talked about the 6 sacks and how tough that is to get behind the sticks early on first and second down.
Yeah.
Third down is okay, that's going to happen, but first and second down sacks are tough.
That's tough. And then, you know, it feels like this season, you know, every time we get past 50, we've kind of shot ourselves in the foot with a penalty. And then you're looking at it's just drive killers. You drive killers, and we get one good play going, and then right back, you know, 2nd and 18. It's just like, you know, it's just shooting ourselves in the foot. It just can't happen. You want to be good offense, it can't happen.
Marv's first catch of the second half was that toe-tapping one on the sideline. Could you
Yeah.
see a level of confidence shift for him after that play?
Yeah, I mean, I just think Marv expects so much from himself. You know, he expects so much. So, I mean, even that singular play is just not to his, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not to his standard. Obviously, as an individual, you know, he drops the ball, it's interception, right? And I'm sure that's lingering in his mind or whatever it is. But I love the way that he fought back and continued to play hard and continued to go home thinking about that shit. But you know, at the end of the day, again, it's football. We all make mistakes, but he continued to battle. I'm excited. You know, I'm excited, and I'm glad that he continued to. He down catch was an amazing catch. You know, so again, I got the utmost confidence in him, and I think you know he should have it as well. You know, you're right.
You always say that you have the confidence in him no matter what. That seemed like a difficult moment to have the confidence in him in the first half after the interception. What in that moment gave you the ability to keep going back to him?
I need him. You know what I'm saying? He needs me, I need him. You know, this is a team sport. 4-quarter game, you know, and I understand, like, he's not coming out of the game, you know what I'm saying? I don't want him to come out of the game, so, hey, we got to get this going, you know? And that's really just what it is. It's, you know, just conversations on the sideline, keeping his confidence up, and, again, the other receivers and everybody around him, you know. We all...
Kyler Murray and the Cardinals and the struggles in the division continue, dropping to 8-22. Does the Cardinals quarterback in the division, a win percentage that is as low as we've seen since realignment in 2002.
You know, I think it was just, all right, here we go. I'm going to, you know, get ready for 2-minute, warm up, and just treat it like practice. I think that's, at the end of the day, like when you get in those 2-minute situations, we run through those situations so much in practice. So, you know, it's, you know, at the end of the day, that's all I can do is just, you know, be me. Our guys go out there and not do too much and just do whatever the play is called. And if we got to make an adjustment from there, we go from there.
The last 2 drives, you had the big throws to Jax. What about him in those moments makes him so good?
Yeah, he's just comfortable in those moments, you know, and he showed that, you know, even in the San Francisco game. Obviously, we didn't get the job done when we played them the first game, but he showed his big playability, not only in 2-minute, but, you know, throughout the game. And so, you know, we have that rapport to where we can trust each other with different, you know, routes and kind of feeling leverage and all those things. But at the end of the day, too, like our other guys did a really good job, you know, and sometimes, you know, in 2-minute, I feel like Jax does a really good job, but, you know, also, you know, we're going to have other ops for the other guys to be able to shine, and I know they'll get their opportunities.
Did you know you have a good idea you were going to Jackson? How that the play on the final drive from the hole?
Yeah, you know, I was just, you know, reading out the play that was called, and, you know, sometimes we got to make adjustments, and we make adjustments from there. That, again, like I said, we've done so much in practice, but, you know, we're just going to continue to, you know, for me especially, I'm going to, you know, treat every play as its own and go from there.
Sam, last time you played in this stadium was the playoff game last year. Mean anything to you to come back here and leave with a different result?
To be honest, not really. You know, it's just another game. Obviously, it's in the same stadium, but, you know, it's week 4, you know, and, you know, we did a good job today, but, you know, there's a lot of stuff that we can clean up, but I'm going to enjoy this, you know, 3-day break or whatever we got and, you know, watch some Ryder Cup, so I'm excited for that, but it's going to be a good time to be able to just put my feet up, relax a little bit, and get ready to roll for next week.
Speaking of trust, that third down play near the end zone where you are scrambling up to your right, and Elijah looked like he's covered really tight.
Yeah.
You have the trust to throw the ball down to him, and he makes that play.
Yeah.
How are you seeing him come along in here, coming up with some big catches today and explosive.
Yeah, it's an incredible play. You know, he showed his, big playability throughout OTAs and camp. I'm really happy he came down with that one because I think I had 20 yards in front of me of green grass. So I'm really happy he made that play.
You had a lot of green grass on. I think the next play was the long route. Was that the biggest swamp of turf you've ever seen?
Yeah, it was one of the biggest. I think it's weird that it happened on that play. Usually on keepers or nakeds you don't usually have that happen, but our O-line did a really good job even on the keeper of finishing, and I just saw the open gap and took it.
AJ Barton seems to find things a lot. What do you like about what you've seen?
Yeah, AJ's a great target. Obviously, there's other guys that they gotta respect on the field. You got Coop, you got Jax, you got Torrey, who's been making good plays, and so when AJ gets his one-on-one opportunities, I feel really good about him making plays.
You've got one of the youngest offensive lines in the NFL. You guys get to 28 seconds to go. Talk about the maturity that you saw from that group in this place.
Yeah, it was huge. The way that they stepped up on several drives too. Obviously, there's a lot of ways to be able to get better, not only for them but for me and our entire offense. But when they needed to step up, they stepped up in a big way.
I'm telling you that your kicker comes off the miss and comes right back out.
Yeah.
It's a big PR game.
Yeah, that's J-My. I don't mean to keep bringing up golf, but I golfed with him this offseason, and that's his mentality in golf too. Like, he'll hit a bad shot, and he'll come back and stripe at the next one. And so he's got that mentality. He gets pretty frustrated when he doesn't make them, but then he comes back, and it's almost automatic. When you know that he's going to go in and knock the next one down.
Team in general to play with their hair on fire. Now, the question is, it's not going to be about the Packers defense. It's going to be more about the Cowboys defense and who wins this game. Because if they can stop the running game and force Jordan Love to throw the ball, you have a chance there. Remember, the last couple of years, Green Bay has run the ball down Dallas's throat. So let's see what happens. If the Packers get a lead, watch out, Dak.
Oh.
Watch out.
Yeah, because, you've got ears pinned back for sure with Parsons.
He won't come off the field on that one, I can promise you that.
Another marquee matchup outside of Parsons versus whomever the Cowboys send at him will, of course, be a battle of 1 and 2 teams with Super Bowl aspirations. Kansas City Chiefs, the Baltimore Ravens from Arrowhead Stadium in KC. Always a show. Popcorn is popped and ready. Which one of these teams can least afford their third loss in the first 4 games of the year?
Yeah, I think, to me, both teams are they're trying to figure out who they are, and they're struggling right now. But to me, it's going to be the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chargers are already 3 games up in the division right now, and that's tough, right? And so you lost to the Chargers. You beat the Giants. That's awesome. You lose to another AFC opponent. It's going to be a problem if you're the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
And you're trying to play catch-up. So they need to find a way to get a game here. It's at home. You need to win your at-home games. But let me say this on Baltimore's side. They struggled as well defensively. And they got to figure out their mojo and get their game going. They need to find a way to get back to who they are. While everyone's trying to chase the Buffalo Bills and the Los Angeles Chargers in the AFC, I just don't. This is going to be a great match. This is going to be a playoff caliber game here this weekend.
Yeah, no question. It's it's always obviously hard to throw the must-win.
It's a must-win for sure.
There it is.
It's like there's no other choice in this one. You got to win this one. 1 and 4 is not going to help anybody.
1 and 3. But
1 and 3.
Yeah. No, you're with it. Through 4. I get you.
Yeah,
I get you.
That's my fault.
Semantic.
Thank you for helping me.
I got you, man. That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
Teammate.
It's getting late.
Got you, bud.